And we're beginning lying on the back. We're going to bend the knees, feet hip width apart, and just bring your hands to rest on your tummy. Now you can have a cushion under your head for this first bit if you like, but as we move in a few minutes towards bridge pose, just make sure you take it out for that point. Don't have to have the cushion anyway, flat on the earth is good too. With the knees bent, this gives the back a chance to soften a little more into the earth, softens around the belly. So with the hands resting on the belly, let's close the eyes. We're not going to do anything. Just allow ourselves to become present. Let's take a moment of quiet to listen inside and out. Notice how you feel physically, emotionally. How's your head? Recognize all of this, acknowledge it, and accept everything as it is in this moment, knowing that none of this is forever. It's all passing. Breathe into what is. Take a deeper breath. Feel the belly fill your hands. And as you breathe out, let the belly fall gently into the body. Let one or both hands come up a little higher towards the ribs. And breathe in again to the belly, but keep breathing in for a little longer. See if you can feel the ribs open. And as you breathe it out, keep the ribs open, let the belly fall, and then the ribs soften. Once again, into the belly, inhale, into the ribs, release the belly into the body. So can you keep the rib cage open for a moment, and then feel the ribs soften in. And moving one or both hands a little higher towards the chest. Breathe into the belly. Keep breathing in. Feel the ribs expand. Keep breathing in, feeling that slight lift in the chest. Keeping the ribs and chest open. Breathe out, let the belly fall. And feel the ribs fall. And then the chest. One more like that. Full 3-phase breath. Soften any facial expression, let go of any excess effort. And at the end of the breath, let the arms come down by your sides and cross your right leg over your left, leaving a gap between the legs. So it's like a pigeon position with that right leg. Take a breath in and let the arms open out a little wider. And as we breathe out, drop the legs over to the left, aiming the sole of the right foot for the floor. Keep the right knee towards the ceiling. Good, so a deep hip opener here for that right hip. Take a breath into the sensations. Long exhale. Try to send the knee a little bit further away from you towards your ceiling. And as you breathe in, bring the legs back to the middle. Keep the same shape. And bring both legs over the other direction, to the right. So now the right leg offers a little weight to the left leg, draws that left knee over and down. Breathe into the place where you're feeling this. As you breathe out, let gravity help you go a little deeper. Lovely. Now back to the center. Keep the same shape in the legs. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, bring them back to the first side, but now let the top leg come over all the way down, the knee towards the earth. Put your left hand on the outside of that leg to draw it over a little more. Good. Now breathe into the belly, ribs and chest. And as you breathe out, open the chest a little more towards the ceiling. Relax the right arm, the shoulder, even let the head turn towards the right a little bit. Settle in for one more breath. And notice if your mind wanders at any point through the practice, observe that and bring it gently back to your breath, back to the here and now. Then as you inhale, come back to the middle, keep the same shape, same legs, and lift now your left foot off the earth. Bring your hand, your right hand, into that gap between the two legs, so that with both hands now you can grab the back of the left leg and pull it in a little bit deeper. So this will give a really nice stretch to that right hip. Keep both feet flexed, breathe in. And as you breathe out, just draw in a little more. You might even be able to slip your hands over the left shin, but watch out for tension in the shoulders. Keep a hold of the left leg and let the right leg slide off it, up to the ceiling. Keep it up there. Circle your foot. Any little clicks and pops, that's what we're looking for. Round the other way. So really getting into the ankle and the toes. Now flex your foot and then send that leg away from you down your mat. Stretch it on out as you draw your left leg in deeper. Perfect. Right foot on the floor now. Bend the right leg and cross the left leg over it in the same way. This pigeon position, the hip open. Breathe in, arms out wide. Breathe out, legs to the right. So left knee towards the ceiling, sole of the left foot towards the floor. That deep outward rotation in the left hip. Breathe in, belly, rib cage and chest. Breathe out, feel the deeper release in that hip. Let's bring it on back to the middle, breathing in. As you breathe out, let the legs keep going so that they go over to the left. Good, now we're trying to let that right knee drop down towards the earth. It's a bit of an odd one, this one. So where are the sensations showing up for you? Breathe into that. Breathe out, soften deeper. Gravity drawing the legs down. Back to the middle as we breathe in, over to the other side, breathing out, let the top leg come over and down, your hand on the outside of your knee to guide it over and give it a little bit of weight. Totally new sensations here now. Breathe into what you have now. Soften your face. Breathe out, go deeper. And taking one more breath, there's a deeper twist through the spine here. Open the chest towards the sky, turn the head towards the left of the neck. Is okay with that idea? And then back to the center as you breathe in. Now keeping the same shape with the legs, lift the right foot up off the ground. This is thread the needle. We thread the left hand in between the two legs, right hand comes around to hold the back of the leg. Okay, so both hands linking together. Breathe in. Breathe out, ease the legs in deeper. You might use your elbow against your left leg there to help open the left hip. One more breath. If your left hip will let you and your shoulders don't tense up, take the hands over the right shin. Keep a hold of the right leg. Slip the left leg off and up to the sky. Keep it up tall and circle your foot, like really flexing, pointing the toes. Good. Now round the other way, slow motion. Lovely. Flex it. Ease that leg away from you, right down your mat. Draw your right leg in deep. Perfect. Bring the other leg in as well. Both knees in. Now we're going to put the 2 feet on the floor. So if you have the cushion under your head, take it out now. Bring your hands down by your sides, feet hip width apart, parallel. Rock your pelvis forwards as you breathe in. And on your out breath, rock it back. And then push into your feet, lift your hips. Peel your spine up into a bridge. Take a moment to let that bridge get a little bigger. Tuck the shoulders in, breathe in. And breathe out. Now ease it down. Can you feel one bone at a time pouring on down to the earth? We're going to do this a few times. So rock the pelvis forwards, breathing in, rock it back, breathing out, and rise up. Now you have an option here to lift your hands towards your ceiling and then over behind your head. You don't have to do this bit, but you can if you want. Breathe in, reach to the fingertips as you lift the hips a bit higher. And as you breathe out and roll down, bring the arms back along the path they came. So arms are optional. Breathe in, rock the pelvis forwards. Breathe out, rock the pelvis back. Peel up into that bridge, with or without the extension of the arms. Feel the feet, four corners of each foot on the earth. Breathe in and rise higher. Breathe out, rolling the spine down. Drawing the arms over and down if you're using them. Rock it forwards. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll roll it back. Rising up. Finding your version of bridge. Breathe in. Anchor your feet. Now, if the arms are overhead, bring them by your sides. We're going to stay up in our bridge. Interlace your fingers. Draw the elbows, the shoulders in a little bit. And now take one more breath. Root down through the feet. Rise through the front body. Breathe out. Let go with the hands, the shoulders. Roll the spine down. Rock it forwards, breathing in. And breathing out, draw the knees into the body. Hug in. Nice. Keep the right leg in. Let the left leg extend away. Now bring that right leg over for a little twist here, all the way across the body. Left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand reaches back behind. Go to that three-phase breath again. Breathe in, belly, ribs, chest. Breathe out, ease deeper. Keeping the extended leg really strong here. You're on the edge of that foot. Come back to the middle, breathe in. And draw that right leg into you. Breathing out. Link your fingers behind your thigh. Breathe in. Press the back of the leg into the hands to pull the arms straight. And then breathe out. Lift your foot to the sky. Okay, keep it up here. Take a long breath in. Heel to the sky. Toes are flexed. Little hamstring stretch. Keeping it here as you breathe out, just let it come in towards you a little more. You might walk your hands up your leg if that's available to you. You might even hold your foot if that works for you. Let's take another breath. Breathe out, relax the shoulders. Okay, bend the knee and draw the leg in. Perfect, we'll do that on the other side. Left leg comes in, right leg away. Take a little breath here, and as we breathe out, draw the knee in. This is so good for the lower back and the hip, just that simple stretch right there. Now bring it across to the right for this twist. Like medicine for the back, this twist. So many people find this therapeutic. Take the left arm out to the side, and as you breathe out, right hand on the leg, draw the leg over, twist. Take one more breath. Think about the extended leg now. Make that one stronger and straighter. Perfect. Come back to the middle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw the leg into you. So we give it a little hug. Now take your hands around the back of the thigh. Link the fingers. Breathe in. Push the back of that left leg into your hands to kind of pull the arms straight. Okay, like you've tilted your pelvis forwards a bit. Now, foot up to the sky. This just depends on your hamstring. You might have to keep the knee a bit bent. That's okay. Listen to that leg. Breathe in. They're not the same on the two sides either. As you breathe out, keep it right there. Or if the hamstring's happy, let the leg come in a bit more towards the body. Walk the hands up the leg. Breathe. And on the out breath, maybe the hands to the foot. You'll find your place on this side this evening. Another breath. No tension in shoulders or neck. Good, now bend the knee. Ease it out, draw it in. Good, draw the other leg as well. We're going to roll on over to the side, come up. Making our way off the earth. Get as far as hands and knees. Okay. So, spread the fingers. Root down through the hands. Cat-cow. Here we go. Breathe in, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Anchor the hands, really feel the ground under them. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone, navel to your spine, bow your head, look under. Keep it going now. The simple cat-cow, you know it well. Opening through the front body. And then rounding through the back. Lovely. You can let the eyes close. You can let this become your movement, perhaps a little side to side, a wag of the tail, or a little movement forwards or back. Conscious of the hands firm on the earth. This is so good for our wrists too. Taking that weight into the hands, warming them up for a little more. Now on our next breath in, I'm going to take the right arm, open it up to the right. It's a little twist to the right. Now feed it in under your body as you exhale, your palm facing up, and you slide that arm in past the left wrist, come down towards the right shoulder and the side of your head, or stay higher. Okay, that's just going to be a personal preference, what feels good for you. Stay here. A couple of options. You could let the left hand go to the sky if that felt good. You could take it straight ahead of you, extending the arm, or just anchor it right there in front of your face and give a little push. Another breath. And when you're ready now, on an inhale, pull the arm back out of there, unwind to the right, go into it, turn it, and then bring the hand back down, exhale. Left side. So see how it feels as you lift the arm this first time, little twist to the left, breathe out, feed it in and under. Again, remember, it's never going to be the exact same on each side, so be open to what's here now. Close the eyes, deepen the breath. Feel those subtle sensations. They're so easy to ignore or rush through. And we get so much more actually when we slow down. Let's breathe in and unwind it. The second time now we're letting this left arm open up to the left. So how's it feel now? Breathe out, bring it on down, bring the hand, both hands a little further ahead, crawl back. Now we're heading for anahatasana, and in this one it's really easy to press too hard in your shoulders. Take a breath in first. Breathe out and pull the lower belly up into the body, hips over your knees. Feel the shoulders extend without sinking into them. Now round the back like cat pose, coming up away from the earth a little. Keep the hands very firm. And then do that again, drawing up and in through the pit of the belly. Drop the head towards the earth. Now elbows, forearms to the earth, come forwards to plank on your forearms. So you can lift your knees, press back into the heels, align the neck and the head, feel the core, and then lower the legs down and point the toes back. Sphinx pose. Elbows right under your shoulders. Now imagine you're pulling your hands towards you. And as you breathe out, let your head go. What are you holding in your neck? Drop your head right down and then play with a little bit of rolling towards one shoulder and then the other. Just feeling that movement, your own movement through your neck. Keep the breath flowing. Keep that lift in the heart. Just let the head roll in its own way. Good. Then when you're ready, let the head rise again, lifting through the soft palate of your mouth to the crown of your head. And then we'll come on down, bring the head onto the hands like a little pillow. Breathe in and float the legs and the arms off the earth. Keep the head on the hands. Breathe out. And then once more, just breathing in this variation of locust. Breathe out. Stay here and let the hands come down onto your shoulders. And on the inhale, let the legs come down, but rise through the upper body a little more to a cobra. Wake up your toes. Come back on your knees and stretch your hips back to your heels, big toes together. Soften the forearms to the earth and let the head drop down as well. Take a breath. Now bring your hands back in front of your knees. Shift onto the feet. So curl the toes, get the feet onto the earth. And we're going to breathe in, slide the hands to the shins, lift halfway. Breathe out all the way down, bend the knees, drop the body over the legs, feel the ribs against your thighs, stay here. Hang the head. Lovely. You can even let the back of your hands be on the earth. Absolutely nothing in the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. See if you can let that breath come and go through the nose. Now bending the knees, let's breathe in. Slowly uncurl all the way up. Open the arms wide. And take them up to the sky without any strain for the shoulders here. Lift tall. Then gather your hands to the heart. And pause here. Let the eyes close. And notice the feeling. Now drop the hands down by your sides. And if you have a little scarf or a belt, we're going to use that now. Any belt, any bit of a scarf will do. Even a small little rolled up blanket will do. Any kind of strap. That'll be, let's say, the length, what's that? Like about the height here of your armpit. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So whatever you can find. The tie for the curtain would work. Now we're going to take it up overhead. And then we're going to let it come back. Now you might need more length. Slide the hands wider apart. Draw it back and down. That's it. So it's nice to do this standing actually, because then we can just focus on the shoulders. You bring it up, over and down. You can always do this sitting on a chair or sitting on the ground, but you got to have a tall spine. So let's do it again. Breathe in just like that. Go tall, reach high up, and then breathe out. Yes, ease it back. Good. Again, I have memories of doing this in gymnastics as a teenager with the handle of a brush. And there was a lot of yanking involved. There was a certain moment where it was like your shoulder just gave up resisting. I don't think that was a good idea. That's not what we're trying to do. So here, if you need more belt, more strap, you slide the hands further away. And in fact, those stretchy bands, the TheraBands, are brilliant for this too. Let's go one more time with this. Breathe in. Breathe out. So good for the shoulders and all those muscles across the chest. Counter pose to a lot of our lives. Let's bring it up. Inhale. And all the way over and down. And we're going to take it up one more time. So inhale and hold it up. Nice and tall. Head over to one side a little bit, pressing down through the opposite foot now. The lower arm, you can even let that bend. Just bringing that stretch down the side body. Then up and over the other way. Keep the lower back long. Push down through the opposite foot, let the tailbone tuck under. Can always bend the bottom arm. Just trying to kind of work into that shoulder and side body. And bring it back up. Good. Now back behind. Good. From back here, you can either keep holding the belt or interlace your fingers, because now we're going to bow forwards. So you can do this with the belt. Now I'd need to shorten that a lot or my arms are going to fall over my head. You bow forwards, dropping the head. So you'll need to bring your hands a bit closer on the belt than before, or interlace the fingers if that's available, is even better. Drop your neck, your head. Lovely, one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now let the hands go, let the belt go. Put that down on the ground and bring the fingertips ahead of you. Breathe in and lift halfway. Look a bit ahead. Now walk the feet nice and wide. Turn the toes slightly out and then bend the knees in the direction of your toes for a gentle squat. Just kind of hovering here about halfway. Let's take a breath. Breathe out. We want to really work into the hips. Nothing in the knees or ankles. Just trying to wake it up around the pelvis. Good. Now walk it on out. Walk it all the way out. Let's try a little downward dog here. And if you want to leave out downward dog this evening, come to the knees instead. Child's pose. Take another breath where you are. Long breath out. Now drop the left knee down to the earth and bring the right foot forwards, up here between the hands. If you want to put a little padding under your knee here, do go down into this low lunge. Drop those hips in and down. You can put hands on blocks if you like, but if you can stay low, better. You know, get right down to the fingertips or even the palms. Now, walk your hands around to the left, and we're going to swing that left foot behind the left knee, okay? The hands come all the way around. I'm going to put the left hand towards the end of the mat. And look at the right foot now. Spin that. Let that leg straighten. And the right arm go overhead. So we might need to adjust the distance between the hand and the knee to make that more comfortable. We might put that hand on a block. But what we're trying for is this lengthening through the whole right side of the body, from the foot arcing over to the fingertips. Give that one more go. So to ease it, we bend through the hips. We sit back a little. To intensify it and go deeper, hips forwards. Open the body, the chest towards the sky. Now wind it on back around to where you started. Come back to that lunge. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee and step back to downward dog or child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. In downward dog, feel the lift in the lower belly, hips pulling up and back, creating a feeling of lightness. Put the right knee down and step the left foot forwards. Again, maybe pad under your knee here if you need it. Low into this lunge. So something just to check here is that this knee is right over your heel. You want to avoid this situation here with this heel lifting and the knee too far forward. Okay? Good. There you go. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, we'll spin to the right. So walk your hands round to the right. And the back foot kind of turns across the mat, perpendicular. Go towards the end of the mat. Right hand finds its place. Turn your left toes to the side of the mat. Straightening that left leg as much as you can. Bring the arm overhead. So as we exhale, we can sort of sit back a little towards that right heel. Goes easier, softens. And as we inhale, move forwards through the hips. Open. So let it pulse with the breath. Exhale. And once more, dive in. Inhale. Now back around to where we began. Exhale. Tuck the back toes under. Breathe in, lift up that back knee. Breathe out, downward dog or child's pose. Now from your knees or from downward dog, shift the shoulders forwards. So in fact, let's do it on the knees. Knees down, bring the shoulders forwards over your wrists. Lift the knees now into plank. Breathe in. With straight legs or knees to the earth, come down onto the belly. Float the hands back. Locust. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to the earth. Now cobra. So legs come down, but they stay very alive. Lift the heart. Back on the knees, child's pose. Be here now. Empty all the doing, drop the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go of the activity in your head. Bring the hands back in front of your knees. Let's shift to our feet once again. A little standing forward bend. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, drop over the legs, nod the head. Roll on up. Inhale. Taking the arms wide and up to the sky. Exhale, gather hands to the heart. Now, let the hands go by your sides. We're going to take a wide step on the mat. You might need a yoga block or two for under your hands. You might have those handy. You may not need them. So the important thing is here we're taking this wide stance on the mat, the feet turned parallel to each other, even a little bit turned in. Hands on your hips. Now, roll your shoulders back as you press down with your hands. Feel your legs get strong. And then tip over from the hips. Good. Now drop your hands down to the earth or onto your blocks. Breathe in. The hands are under the shoulders. Imagine you're pulling them towards you to draw your heart forwards. Now breathe out. We're going to walk our hands back between the feet. You can bring your blocks with you, or you can use a block or two for under the forehead. It's a really nice way of doing this wide leg forward bend. You stand a block on its end, and as you tip over a little more, your head lands there. So you might need more than one block, and it works really well using a chair or a couch too. Love this. As we let the front of the head be supported, we quieten the frontal brain, the thinking mind. So let's be here now for a moment in quiet and see if we can let the mind settle. One more breath. And we bring our hands back under the shoulders again and lift halfway. So head off the block. Turn your feet halfway out and then bend the left knee for skandasana, just easing the weight of the body towards the left. Keep the hands where they are. Then bring it up and over to the right. And let's do that one more time. So up, over to the left. Now walk the hands a little bit more towards the right. Turn the gaze towards the right. Then up, over to the right. We bend the right knee, keeping that left leg active. Reach the hands a little bit to the left. Turn the gaze to the left. And then up and back to the middle, straightening the feet for a sec. Bring the hands to the hips. Breathe in. Come all the way up. Good. Now turn back into downward dog or child's pose or hands and knees. What feels right in this moment? Drop on down to your knees if you're in downward dog. Come to child's pose once more. So we're going to come to pigeon next. We're going to take the right leg forwards. You can do this from downward dog or from hands and knees. You slide your right knee up towards your right wrist. Slide the left leg back so you're right on the front of that leg. Can you bring that right foot from under your thigh out to the left a bit? So for some people it'll go as high as the knee, but for most it won't. And we want to see if we can still be on the front of that back leg. Now, if that produces tweaking in the knee, you might be better to just lean a little more to the right. But usually what will help is if there's a gap under this right hip, you'll take, so you might be up here, take your block, put it in. So you can lean into it and the pelvis is still level. Okay, so blocks or cushions in under that hip. Now, again, that may not be something that you need, but let the pelvis find ground. You know, you want to sit down into the right hip. Take a lovely big breath in, feel the chest open. This is really like pigeon, that big puffed up chest. But now we breathe out and head on down over the leg. Oh, this is where the hip really wakes up. So head to the earth or resting on your arms or on cushions. Deepen the breath. I'm going to go right into that hip. So it's not in the knee, deep in the hip socket. If it's showing up in your knee, lean a little bit into the right hip. Maybe be a little higher and maybe bend the back leg a little bit. You do what your body can do this evening. Okay? Take another breath wherever you are with this. And for some, it really is too much for the knee. Just lean into the right hip, let the back leg bend a bit. Okay? When you're ready to come up, you're going to breathe in, lift up again through the heart, and then take that leg back from there. We'll head for pigeon on the other side. So left leg comes forwards, right leg reaching back, bring in the props for under the hip, bring the foot up a little higher if it'll go. Now begin with a big inhale, lifting up tall through the body. And then, does it feel good to move on down over the leg? Go into your breath. Where is the sensation? Find that area. Breathe the breath into that space. As you breathe out, let go of the resistance. As you breathe in, come up slowly. And then we'll take that leg back. We're going to come and sit on the floor, extending both legs straight out in front of you to begin with. Bend the left leg in, so knee up and then out to the side. Okay, but from here, we'll bend that right leg up for a sec. Send that right leg out to the side, extending it. So if the two legs were straight, it would be a big wide open V. The right leg straight, left leg is bent. Sit yourself up on a cushion or a couple of blocks if you like. We're going to ease on over towards the right. So right hand down along the leg, or maybe it's back behind you is better. You can leave your left hand on the bent leg. And from here we play. So we can let the left arm come up and over. We might, and I'm offering variations here at speed. You can choose what works for you. Your hand behind your head can feel really good. Your arm extending right over can feel good. Or even just leaving it there on that left leg. Or playing around those places. Now go into your breath. Easing out the side body. Breathe in, come up. And swap the legs now. Right leg in, left leg extends. Take it over towards the left. And that was something I kind of rushed through as well. The hand can be on the left leg. If that feels comfortable for you, great. But if not, if you feel a bit like it's hard to get to that leg, you'd be better to put the hand on the ground behind you. Lean back a little bit. And now there's your side opening. Much nicer. Okay? So modify to what feels satisfying and not a struggle. Playing around your edge. And giving your body what it needs here now. Breathe into it. Come up as you breathe in. Now as we breathe out, we're going to lean on that right hip and fold the left leg back behind you, about 90 degrees. Bring the right foot forwards a bit, so that's now 90 as well. 90 and 90. Spin to the right. Put the left hand on the knee there or the floor, the far side of it. Right hand behind you a little bit. Breathe in. Lift from the back leg through the hip into the heart. And then twist to look around behind you. Come back around to the center and change the legs. So a 90-degree angle with each leg, the right leg folded back. Okay? And there's a gap between the foot and the knee. That's it. Spin around, right hand against the knee or the floor, left hand behind you a little bit. Feel this movement come all the way through that right hip, somewhere in around those hip flexors. Lengthen up through the heart. And then in we go, turning the head, gaze around. Now drink a breath here, deep. Come back around to the center. Good. Take the legs around in front. We're going to come to a cross-leg position. Grab a block or a bolster or cushion to sit up on. And we'll do a tiny little pranayama breathing practice before we come to Savasana. So take a moment to gather all the things you'll use for Savasana and whatever you're going to sit on. Put on your socks if you want that kind of thing. Get your blankets, your eye pillows, so that we can transition from pranayama directly onto the ground without disturbing ourselves. Okay. And once you're ready, come and sit. Sitting on a chair is also an option. So find the seat that works for you. Could be kneeling, could be cross-legged, a nice tall spine, that's important. Let the left hand stay where it is on the left leg. And if you want to bring a little more focus to that hand, bring the thumb and first finger together in kind of an OK sign, chin mudra. Now, bring the index and middle finger to the space between the eyebrows and just give a little massage, tiny circle there. Breathe in through both sides of your nose. And then let those fingers get steady. Breathe out. Use your thumb against the right side of the nose to close the nostril. Let the breath go out through the left. Now drink the breath in through the left side of your nose, the lunar channel. Visualize the moon. Use your ring finger and your thumb now to close both sides of the nose and focus on the space between the eyebrows as you hold the breath for a moment. Then lift the thumb and breathe out softly through the right side. Breathe in through the right, the solar channel. Imagine that breath flowing up to that space between the eyebrows. The top of the breath, close both sides of the nose. Focus on that third eye space, Ajna chakra. Breathe out as you're ready through the left, lifting the ring finger. And that's one full round. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale through the left. Hold that lunar energy. Now breathe it out through the right. Inhale through the right, breathing in the sun. Hold that solar energy, the heat, vitality. Breathe it out through the lunar side. And now one more round on your own pace. And at the end of that breath, lower both hands down in the same mudra. And simply feel the breath flow through both sides. Take one more breath here. And then with the minimum of disruption to yourself, come and lie on the floor for Savasana. Perhaps a cushion under your head, a bolster under your knees, maybe a rolled up blanket under the ankles, an eye pillow or little scarf to cover your eyes. Maybe, although it's very warm this evening, maybe a blanket to cover you. So when you've found your place on the earth, let the breath come and go on its own. Feel the weight of your body soften down, allowing yourself to become supported. Emptying all the doing of the day, of the practice. Let the awareness come to your head and feel the weight of your head softening into whatever is under it. Offer the weight of the head a little more so that you start to feel the neck and the shoulders relax. Now become aware of your face, and in particular your eyes. Let the eyes close and feel the sensation of the eyelids softening over the eyes. Let the awareness stay here around the eyes. Breathing. Feel the muscles all around the eyes begin to soften. This may take some breaths. Feel the space between the eyebrows soften and open. Subtle releasing of the muscles all around the eyes, even inside, behind the eyelids. Feel the softening of the forehead. Another area where we hold a lot of doing, a lot of tension. Feel the eyebrows broaden, the skin on the forehead soften. The temples sinking back towards the ears towards the back of the head. From behind the ears, release your jaw. And feel inside the mouth, the upper and lower teeth separate. The tongue settles. Feel around the lips, the softening of the muscles of the mouth. The cheeks, the nose. Feel the breath gently coming and going through the nose. The whole face letting go. The whole face alive with energy. Sink the head deeper. Feel the neck relax, the shoulders relax. And this feeling of letting go, spreading like liquid down through the whole body. Feel free to linger, stay just as you are, or even drift off to sleep. Or if you're ready, let the awareness float back towards the surface of your body. Feel the next breath become a little deeper, drinking the inhale a little longer. As you exhale, let the back of the waist come towards the earth a little more and roll your kneecaps towards the ceiling. Then holding the pelvis steady, bend one leg, bring the foot to the ground or the bolster, and then bend the other leg, foot to the earth. Roll to the side as you're ready. In your own time, bring yourself up to sitting. And when you do, when you've found your place, bring the hands together at the heart, close the eyes, notice the feeling, and bring to mind something that you feel grateful for, something that money can't buy. Namaste.